guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have things in Australia that would send Americans into a coma. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and let's get right to it.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those that don't know, I'm a D1 athlete at Mizzou, or the University of Missouri, in track and field and cross country, but I'm currently home in Australia for summer break. However,
shout out to her, respect, you feel me? Any athletes, bro. D1 athletes, oh yeah, you put in a lot of work. You put in
so I thought, what better way than these are all written down on my laptop as a list I've been collating from when I talk to my American friends and they're like so confused and perplexed and I don't even think twice about them because they're so normal to me. But within the list that I've collated, there's some more generic than others. Some are very specific and things that I've noticed. So I'll be very keen to hear if you knew about some of these. And without further ado, I think we should get straight into it.
Let's do it. No problem.
Very on topic to start it off with. There is no culture around university or college in Australia. University is a place that you just go to kind of get your degree. They don't offer big scholarships for being in sport and you get all these facilities and you're in a cool program. No one really roots for the university, if you will, like in sport, like they do with college. For example, for me at Mizzou, everyone loves the football team. Everyone loves the basketball team. Everyone in the town goes for them. And there's these massive rivalries, but we don't have that here in Australia. No one really cares as to where you go. You don't do a commitment post or anything alike. But I do think it would be really cool to have here because there's an awesome sense of belonging that I feel I have at Mizzou. I don't know.
I feel that. That's crazy. That is blow my mind. I didn't know that about Australia. That's new for me. As someone who graduated from college, it was just like such a fun culture. Like if you just kind of dove into it and did everything, it was absolutely a blast. I will say some of the best years of my life were definitely because of that college culture. Now, do I appreciate the loans that I gotta pay back? No, I really don't. But those times I had, I wouldn't trade those. They were probably worth the money, like the good times I had. Not the degree, but the good times. But yeah, let's keep going. I agree with her. It just gives you that feeling of belonging, that sense of you guys don't get excited when you pick a college. I feel like that's starting to shift now here too. Like people aren't as excited about college anymore. But I feel like once you get there, you soak in that culture. Just it's a good times.
Okay, this one was random and I didn't even realize, but dual flush toilets.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that we have here in Australia to conserve water. So you have two options. You can either do like a full flush or a half flush. I had no idea that that wasn't a global thing, but I think it's really cool and I guess saves water.
Yeah, we need to get with that.
Oh, this one. Okay, when I showed my American friends this, they could not believe it. Every single school has a uniform. It doesn't matter if you're in primary school, high school, single sex, co-ed. I'm personally grateful that all through school I had one because I could not imagine trying to pick an outfit every single day. I'm the biggest outfit repeater, so that would be terrible. And the uniforms have very strict rules. For me, in high school, our dress had to be at our knees. We had to have a ribbon in. We had to have the school socks on. We would walk to school in this like Panama hat, and as soon as we got to school, it would go in our locker and then we'd put our other hat on, which was more of a bucket hat and like less formal. Oh, and in winter you have a totally different uniform than we'd wear in summer. But that is very foreign to Americans. Number 4.
That is absolutely very foreign. Some schools have dress codes, like private schools, maybe academies, things such as that. But to think of like every single school, no matter what, you got a strict dress code you're gonna have to follow. Not saying it's a bad thing at all, but that's just that is kind of crazy, like the difference. And I know about the dual flush toilets. I don't know why we don't have those.
Halloween is not a big deal. If I'm completely honest, some years I would forget that it's even coming up. And I reckon in the past like 3 years, I probably dressed up once. Not many houses have like trick-or-treat baskets either for young kids to go around in Australia. If you live in a like nice street or a street that gets around it, then maybe. but it's typically shops that do it, and you walk around and you just go trick or treat and you get your stuff, but there's no like big parties and there's definitely not a big emphasis on it here. I'm very excited though when I go back for my next semester of college, I'll get to experience my first American Halloween, and this is what I'm thinking of wearing. We do not tip in Australia. Nowhere. Nobody tips. Not at a restaurant, not at a cafe. It's just not a thing. It is due to the fact that we have a much higher minimum wage in Australia than they do in America, so it sits around $20 an hour depending on what you're doing. I will say though, on weekends, you will expect to pay like 10 to 15% more because employees get paid more money on the weekends. So that's what they do at restaurants and cafes to like offset the cost. When I first got to America, I had no idea how much to tip. I'm pretty sure it's like 18%, 20% that you always do. But yeah, it's very nice to not have to see the cost and then have to add more cost to the bill after you order.
I gotta give a big shout out to her for that because I completely agree. I hate tipping with a passion because we just letting the company get off. We letting the company slide, and I don't like that. I ain't with that. So yeah, I'm not a tip. I do tip, and I tip okay, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't do it with a smile on my face. I'll say that. Oh, and then yeah, I knew that Halloween wasn't as big a deal in Australia. My son actually literally born the day after Halloween. I didn't want him to be born on Halloween, so it worked perfectly. But the day after.
We don't have lemonade. If you come to Australia from America and you ask for a lemonade, guarantee you'll get a Sprite. Personally, I didn't even know the other lemonade was a thing. In the States, if you ask for a lemonade, you get like a non-carbonated drink that's made up of lemon juice, water, and sugar. Something more you would have at like a lemonade stand when you're a kid. But I absolutely love it and I wish we had it here. The one by Minute Maid, chef's kiss.
Yes, agreed.
Next is the outlets. Outlets here in Australia, you have to plug the cord into the wall and switch it on and off. It doesn't work if you just pop it in. Essentially, it's just so that you don't accidentally plug it in and then get like electrocuted. I think the safety is great, but they don't have that in the States. You just plug the cord into the wall and then all of a sudden the electricity's working.
Yeah, that's about the process of it in the US. I do like those switches on the wall. I feel like that does save energy, right? And yeah, stops you from getting electrocuted. The only thing I'll say about that is I would be the one who completely forgets to hit that switch. And I'd get annoyed constantly with myself. And yeah, that would be extremely infuriating. And then the one she said before about the lemonade. Yeah. So do y'all not like have like, I guess, I don't know what you would call American lemonade? Because I know we call y'all's lemonade Sprite. Do y'all not like have our lemonade?
In 2021, single-use plastic got banned down under here in Australia. If you go to the grocery store, it's paper bags. If you go to a cafe or restaurant, it's bamboo forks, it's bamboo spoons, it's bamboo knives, it's paper straws. Which can I say, the drinking experience is really changed when you have to drink it out of a paper straw. Yeah. I know it's great for the environment, but oh my goodness. There has to be a better way. Actually, at grocery stores as well, if you get a paper bag, it is not free. You have to pay 25 cents at the shopping center. I'm pretty sure with like frappe drinks and stuff, you can still have plastic lids and cups, but they have to be like biodegradable. Essentially, these laws came in to save the environment.
Yeah.
Okay, on the topic of coffee and drinks, Starbucks. It's not popular here. No one cares for it. I couldn't even tell you where the closest Starbucks is to me here at home. My theory behind it is two things. First of all, people in Australia love to support local business. It's just how it is. We don't have as many chains here and it's for that exact reason. But secondly, everyone's a coffee snob. The coffee culture is huge. So Starbucks is just seen to be like a sugary drink with cream and syrups and just something that we don't get around very much. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Starbucks essentially failed in Australia. I do have to say though, I'm not a coffee fan myself. However, some of the shake and acai drinks, very, very good. Shout out to my American friends that put me onto that. I will say though, Starbucks drinks have rogue names like shake and espresso, turn around, touch the ground, jump up and down with a pump of extra syrup. Can we take a breath? And little side note, part of Starbucks business, is that if you've been to Starbucks before, you probably realize they'll spell your name wrong. And that's on purpose. They're instructed to do that. And it was done at the start so that people would take a photo of the way their name was weirdly spelled. And it was like free promotion, free marketing. I thought that was pretty cool when I learned that. All right, moving on. We're up to number 10.
I literally did not know that. And that is absolutely freaking genius. That's genius, Starbucks. I saw in other videos that it did fail in Australia, but I think that it's trying to make a comeback. I don't know. Y'all talk to me in the comment section. I know Australia has like the number one coffee culture in the world, so Starbucks might not be good enough. But then also, I hate paper straws. I hate paper straws with an absolute passion. They suck to drink out of. Just needed to say that.
The schooling structure. We only have like kindergarten, which you go from 1 to 5, primary school, which is prep to grade 6, so about 5 to 12, and then we have high school, which is grade 7 to grade 12. There is no middle school. We don't have separate schools to go to middle school. You just go to your primary school and then go to your high school, and even some schools go all the way from prep to grade 12. So there's none of the like sophomore, freshman, junior, senior. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up to grade 12.
Okay.
Within Australia, voting is mandatory. You don't have a choice. Once you turn 18, you must vote in all the elections, whether they're federal, local, council. Everyone has to do it once they are legal. I think it is a cool way that like everyone has a say. Yeah. I don't really know too much about politics, so I don't know how that like skews the data, but yeah, it's not compulsory in America to vote.
Mm-hmm. That'd be, I like the mandatory voting. I thought it was just for federal election. I didn't know for like local and all kinds of elections. That's interesting. But I do think mandatory voting to me is a good thing, right? You need to let your voice be heard. And so if you're not going to do it willingly, we're going to force you or you're going to pay.
Oh, now this is one that I wish would change in Australia, but unfortunately it's not. Target does not have a grocery store and does not have a pharmacy within it. In Australia, it's basically just clothes and like homewares. So you best believe as soon as I got to the States, I went straight to a Target. It is so fun. It's like a one-stop shop. Yeah. But I did learn that Target in Australia is not owned by the same company or corporation that it is over in the United States. Wow. Hence, it's a bit different. But I think it is really cool that over there it has a pharmacy and it has groceries because you can get everything all at once rather than having to go to 3 different stores. Yeah. So Australia, anyone in Australia, Target, if you're listening to this, can we please amend that? We're getting close to the end. Second from last. Australia is a very, very active country. Now, my take on this is that the climate certainly helps. All year round, it is pretty nice compared to some of the weather that you get over in the States. When I first got there, it was snowing and it was negative 25 degrees Celsius. Whereas the coldest day I've had here in Brisbane in winter so far is like 11 degrees Celsius. But back to my point is people are up at 5, people are walking, running, cycling all the time. I feel that our day starts a lot earlier than the average time over in the United States. I'm an early morning person myself, so I love that. But maybe it's just the way that I've been brought up that's made me that way. Okay, last but certainly not.
I am an early morning person as well. I feel like it is just nice being an early morning person. But that's just the way I operate, and so I get shout out. I feel like honorary Australian, you know. I get up in the morning and get after with y'all. That's what I'd enjoy that. Target, all the ladies love Target here. All the men dread Target because our ladies love Target and love to look at everything inside of Target. And Target gets kind of pricey. So yeah, I'm a Walmart guy. But I mean, Target is absolutely beloved out here. She is absolutely right about that. I can't imagine Target without groceries. That's wild.
At least.
No free.
There is no free refills here. In fact, there's not many restaurants I can think of that even have the drink dispenser. It used to only be Subway, and even now they've taken them out. It's a real shame because it's so fun, and I reckon the drink tastes way better when you get the ice, the big cup, and then you fill it up with whatever you want. You just can't get free refills. If you want another drink, then you pay for it. And it'll be interesting to see if that's discontinued over in the States as the cost of living goes up. Can businesses really afford to let people just keep getting free drinks? I don't know. I love when I went to Chipotle for the first time.
I think they will have to because people don't want to pay for refill. You can't switch the refill system You're probably gonna make your drinks a little bit more expensive. Probably gonna raise the prices a little bit more, but I don't think you stop giving free refills.
And I got to do the drink dispenser, and also in the gas stations over in America, there was like a wall full of them. It's awesome. That is gonna round off the 14 things in Australia that I think would send Americans into a coma. If you're Australian, let me know if you knew that these were only here in Australia. And if you're an American viewer or any other country, I want to hear, are these surprising? Did they come as a shock? Let me know. Moving on to the question of the video. If you had to live in a country for the next 5 years, you had to pack up your bags tomorrow and leave, where are you moving? You have to live there 5 years and you can't come back home. For me, other than America and going back to college and that life, I absolutely miss it so much. I would choose London. I'd love to live in London. I really want to try M&S. This is so rogue and so niche, but I want to try meal deal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
I know what you're talking about.
We need that here. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
If I had to move to another country, it would have to be it'd have to be Australia. What place in Australia? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a big city guy, so it wouldn't be inside of Sydney or Melbourne. Somewhere that's not country. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the outback. I want but I want a small town somewhere where there's gonna be people, but I'm not gonna have traffic every time I gotta go somewhere. Small town feel. That's me. Wherever that is, that's where I'd go. But I'd go to Australia if I had to move. That's all we have for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.